This is at the so this is a press conference hearing, or not press, like a Senate hearing, I guess, or something, where Secretary of War Crimes Pete Kegsbreath is here. And I guess this is going to be Warren asking some questions about insider trading. Now, this is confusing for me because I thought that insider trading was legal now, given how we have turned every single aspect of our economy into gambling. Like every single aspect of our economy, every single aspect of geopolitics, every aspect of like news, just general information. We have turned everything into gambling with like the Kalshi and poly market prediction markets and all that good stuff. So I was under the impression that this was completely legal, that insider trading was just legal now. So that's why this is going to be fascinating to me. So this is going to be Warren pressing Hegseth about insider trading on Iran war developments. I'm sure she's going to come at this from probably a more imperialist perspective, saying, but let's just watch it. I don't need to predict everything that they're going to say here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So Americans are paying a high price for Donald Trump's war with Iran. We've got 14 service members who are dead, over 400 more who are wounded. Prices are rising for nearly every American family. But someone is profiting off Trump's war. Insiders who know what's going on and who place bets on that inside information. On March 23rd, just 14 minutes before Trump unexpectedly posted about, quote, very good conversations on ending the war, traders suddenly bet $500 million on the price of oil, which, once Trump made his announcement...
Hey, it's tough out there, okay? It's tough being one of the people in the room making these huge, important decisions, right? So how dare you, Elizabeth Warren? How dare you discourage people from wanting to make a little bit of extra money to, we don't want our pedo war criminals, like our pedo billionaire war criminals, to not be able to make good money. I mean, then how are they going to make all of these important decisions that they do? I think this is inappropriate. This is inappropriate of former Native American Elizabeth Warren.
Immediately dropped. It happened again on April 7th and then again on April 21st. A surge in oil bets, then a Trump post, and then a huge shift in oil prices in just the space of minutes. It looks like insiders have been making out like bandits using secret information about the war. Now, one U.S. soldier has been charged, but that was for betting on capturing Maduro months ago. Not a single person has been charged in the many, many, many trades over the Middle East war. So, Secretary Hegseth, do you have any explanation for these
Let's hear it.
Perfectly timed spikes in trading activity other than insider trade?
You can't prove that they're not just psychic, okay? You'll have to prove to me, okay? If maybe they're just psychic. You don't know that, Elizabeth Warren.
Spikes in trading activity other than insider trading?
Senator, all I can tell you is that everything we've done in our department, everything we've done with information, in working with the White House and across the interagency has been completely above board.
Well, so what does it mean?
I will say that I do think that this is like, so these things are quote unquote bad for the military, right? Technically, right? And that if people know that we're going to start bombing Iran again or something, then that does get out into like, I'm sure that like in the same way that people had like the pizza tracker or whatever, the White House pizza tracker, and were able to use that to know whether America was about to engage in, massive acts of war crimes abroad. That was basically where they would track the pizza ordering of like pizza places nearby the Pentagon, basically. And when there was a huge orders of pizza volume, like then they would be able to know, like, okay, America is going to engage in some, terrible atrocity abroad pretty soon. And I'm sure that like all of these foreign actors have plenty of intel that's much better than just like the pizza tracker app or whatever, or the Kalshi prediction markets, suddenly going crazy. Like I'm sure that they have better intel than that. So I don't think it's really that big of a deal from an actual like national security perspective or whatever. I just think it's bad from a like morality perspective, like, which I get really frustrated when, because I don't know, I'm sure that Elizabeth Warren probably would say that it's immoral. Like if I asked her point blank, like, should people be allowed to bet on like how many brown people are going to be killed by this bomb today or whatever, like I think that she would probably say that that's immoral, but they never come at this from a morality perspective. They always come at it from a this is bad for our imperial war machine perspective, which I find very frustrating as somebody who, has a conscience and doesn't want us to be engaging in acts of atrocities abroad. Regardless, I really don't like, I think it's especially evil that people are allowed to bet money on it. Like, I mean, my God, like if you needed any evidence that we currently live in hell, like that has to be it, right? Like we live in hell. Like there's no other explanation to being able to bet on like how many pounds of warheads are we going to, like how many pounds of explosives on our warheads are going to be dropped on a brown country today. Like, oh, I think it's going to be 100 tons. And so it's like an over under on how many tons of explosive material we're going to drop on, it's just like the most evil thing that I can possibly imagine. And so, yeah, I just wish that they covered it from that perspective a little bit more. Maybe she will. I'm only a minute and 51 seconds into this video, so maybe Elizabeth Warren will get into that.
Do you have any other explanation other than insider trading? Do you have a story for why just minutes before there's an announcement, there's a surge in trading activity?
Senator, I'm more than focused on doing my job and ensuring we execute properly, which thankfully under this administration, our troops have done incredible things in all these missions. My job in all of those.
They've gotten trapped over there. A bunch of them have died, and we keep and all of our planes start getting shot out of the air by Iran. Our $1 trillion F-35s keep getting shot out of the air by Iran. Oh, and we're unable to, the guy, the totally real person that we went to go save over there, we ended up having to blow up like hundreds of millions of dollars worth of military equipment and my tax dollars personally, in order to accomplish that goal. Yeah, everything's going great over there. You guys are really succeeding. Pete Kegsbreath. I am absolutely sure that we are going to emerge from this in a much more strategically better position than when we started. Totally buy it. Totally buy it.
Those moments is to make sure we're prepared, and that's part of the reason why we've been so successful in these raids, in these efforts, is that this joint force is prepared.
You're saying you're not paying any attention to this insider trading. Is that what you're telling me? That you've paid no attention to this? You haven't noticed it? You haven't done anything about it?
What I'm saying is we're focused on our mission of executing for the American people, and what happens in markets is not, in betting markets is not.
You probably should know about that, to be honest, Pete Hegseth. From like a imperial war machine perspective, which I think is the angle that she's going to come at him from. Like if you're allowing people to to bet on these prediction markets, then theoretically, Iran or somebody, a foreign agent, could just monitor those websites and be like, okay, this is going to happen, like make predictions based on that. So like that, I mean, you, even from your own, perspective as like wanting to have a successful imperial death machine, that isn't like just falling apart at the seams, like you probably should care about that.
Something we're involved in.
What happens in betting markets doesn't matter to you, even if the information may be coming from insiders in your office?
Senator, it's not something we're involved in at all. And of course, we take operational security at every level very seriously. In fact, no one's taken operational security more seriously than us. If you look at what it required to keep secret Midnight Hammer and Operation Maduro, the absolute resolve with Maduro, and the steps we've taken,
So,
no one's been tighter about ensuring that Operation.
Also, we learned recently at the White House Correspondents' Dinner that this dude is like zooted 24/7. Like he was he was doing the jaw motion like that thing or whatever that are like classic hallmark signs of people who are like on uppers, I'm pretty sure. So I don't do uppers, so I don't know that much. I'm trusting other people's analysis on that. Various, all the various cokeheads that I watch on YouTube. No, but like, yeah, I've heard like, so he might be, in this, if he's talking a little funny in this one, that might be a part of it.
And the steps we've taken,
So,
no one's been tighter about ensuring that
have you
operational
taken
security
any
is
steps to
ensured.
deal with insider trading out of your office?
I mean, we would ensure at every level that
Okay.
inside information
I
is
take that as a no.
properly safeguarded.
All right. Well, obviously you're not. I'm also concerned about recent reporting on your own financial dealings with regard to profiting from the war in Iran. The Financial Times reported that your broker tried to buy hundreds of shares in a BlackRock fund invested in defense companies just before the war began. The law clearly prohibits.
Was it Graham Plattner's BlackRock unit? Maybe, I don't know.
The Secretary.
That entire story is false, has been from the
Let me
beginning,
finish
and
my
was made up out of whole cloth. And anybody that looks at it sees how it was
law-
worded from the beginning to make it look like I was involved in something I had nothing to do and never had.
Everything they say sounds like a lie, man. They are so bad at lying. They've gotten really bad at lying. I think it's because they don't know, like, they don't need to really lie anymore. Everything, like we're talking about earlier, everything is legal now. Like crime is just legal now. So I just feel like they don't care anymore if they're actually good at lying. But they've gotten really bad at lying over at the Pentagon lately, it feels like.
So any insinuation that I've ever profited other than serving this nation, what I give, what you give, what others give, I'm not looking for money. I don't do it for money. I don't do it for profit. I don't do it for stocks. And that's part of the reason why I'm able to be effective in this job.
Yeah, it's this defensiveness. They get so defensive that it's like so obvious that they're just lying. Like I feel like, man, I don't know. Weren't people better at lying back in the day? Like these politicians, weren't they better at lying? I feel like they've gotten so bad at it.
Because no one owns me. No one owns this department. No one owns this president. And we can execute for the American people, and we do.
The law
Jesus.
clearly prohibits the Secretary of Defense from owning stock in the 10 biggest defense contractors. Other senators and I sent you a letter with detailed questions about this, and you have not given us a response. So I'd like to hear you say, did you, through your broker at Morgan Stanley or otherwise, seek to invest in any defense-related funds right before Trump started the Iran war?
I'll give it to you as a big, fat negative.
Then let me ask you a second question. Is your broker getting your personal sign-off on any investment in individual stocks?
Bigger, fatter, negative.
He's not getting your sign-off before he makes investments in defense stocks? Can I refer you to your
I'm not
ethics
making investments, Senator.
I am asking, does he know
Okay.
that he has to get your sign-off before he does that?
Of course.
The
I don't know
time
what
of
you're
the-
looking for,
God damn it. They're so insufferable.
but you ain't gonna find it.
Senate hearings, man, I'm sorry. They are so insufferable to watch. I mean, like, they're good. Don't get me wrong. I think that they are good overall, that we can, haul these goons into Congress and like force them to answer questions under oath. I think that that's a good thing. Okay. The way that it's presented, maybe it's just the types of people that we have, both in office, but also in like the people that we have in positions of power that are being brought in front of people. I just cannot. It is the format itself of people just talking over each other the whole time is just so insufferable. I can't take it. I'm going to go ahead and move on with that one. Yeah, they're all insider trading, like 100%. like I said, it's legal now. Crime is legal now. So I would just say, like, until you start like punishing people for crimes, then crime is legal. That's just the way it is. Like, I'm sorry, that is. We have lost the ability to punish people for crimes. We never had the ability in some regards for when it comes to presidents. Like George W. Bush should have been charged 10 ways to Sunday. He should have been in jail for his entire life. To be honest, almost every president that we've had should have faced some jail time. But in particular, George W. Bush was like the worst, right? He should have been like, but a lot of our politicians just get away with crimes constantly. And until you are willing to enforce them, then crime is legal. And so they're going to continue insider trading. The only thing that I can hope for personally is that it leads to a less effective imperial death machine, which is like our military, like that's what it is. So it'll probably be less effective. That's the silver lining. There's always a silver lining to all of this shit, people. I know sometimes it's hard to find it, but there's no terrible thing that happens without a consequence, like a positive consequence to that terrible thing. You can always find it if you look hard enough.